Hey all you Baja fans and addicts, got something to show you. It's a HPI Baja 5B RTR, but something's different about it. It's a Kraken, so it's the one with the Kraken cage. And apparently they just came out. Today is June 24th, 2017. So that's what it is, and it's HPI number 115485. So let's take a look at it. There it is. And just making a video to give a quick look at it. And I've got a list of some upgrades here, some parts that I plan to do, because the whole thing is going to come apart after I do this. So I just want to make a video to give a look at it, and for my own records, and maybe this could help somebody out with a little bit of parts advice. But I'm sure someone's going to think or say, oh, well, you could just get a Kraken cage put it on your Baja. And yeah, that's the case. I mean, there's no shortage of Bajas here, but I already have a Kraken cage. I just never finished it. And it's got to get painted up. And so that'll go on another Baja. But so yeah, here it is. So I'm going to take the cage off and we'll take a look at it. And I just wanted to show three things that I have planned for the body. So it's an HPI Baja Kraken TSK-b Class 1. So I have three things for the body. So it's going to get a top light bar, and then on the front bumper a 3-light front bumper bar, and a rear spare tire carrier. So those are aftermarket from Kraken. They don't come with this RTR. But anyway, there's the light bar. So the first thing is this is for the front bumper. Okay, that's the light rack, and there are two holes here, which where are they? There and there, where you put your screws for that, and then the lights they mount up in there. So you can run LEDs in them or put stickers on them or whatever you like. Just gives it a nice scale look. And then this top light bar, so I'm going to plug this in and get all the LEDs lit up, and I'm going to put it on top here just to show how it looks. So bear with me here, no fancy camera work or anything, I'm just using my phone. So I know everybody hates that. So here we go, getting it plugged in, and there it is. So let's put this on the top here and just see how it'll look mounted up. So it's going to go there. And I'm going to show you how it mounts. For the front holes, okay, you have to drill 2 holes into the Kraken body. And then in the back here on the mount, there's two little screws that you put in, and it's going to sit up here. It actually kind of angles down a little bit forward. So that's how it's going to look. And I'm just going to show you on this clear body. You see here the little pieces here and here where you drill your holes for the back of that light bar bracket. So you'd have to take your Kraken, if you have the RTR, you go from the underside underneath it and drill the holes out, which will come out about there for these rear ones. So I think that'll look good with the lights, and then I'll have 3 lights in the front. So I mean, that'll be running 8, but yeah, 5, 3, 8 LEDs. Oh, look at that. One LED is burnt out. One little circle there. But anyway, so put this aside and take a look at the spare tire carrier. So this is from Kraken also. Had this a while because I was planning it for my other cage. So you just put that there, and then they give you some hardware in the backing plates, so that secures to there. And then you just take your tire, put your tire on there, and this post is it's plastic, so it's a coarse thread. They give you a plastic wing nut to just secure the tire down. So that's how it would look like that, and that also gives it a nice scale appearance. And what you can do also is you can crank down your springs here down pretty much all the way they go to tighten them up, firm them up, and this tire in the back will give you some extra weight, and because it's behind the axle, So it can help you do wheelies if you're looking to do that. You know, if you run like 1757, which is the stock gearing. But it's all right. So let me get this body off and just take a look at it. I mean, it's just a Baja 5B with a Kraken cage, really, and some different tires, and you know, orange bead locks. So what I've noticed is they give you this very old style muffler can. It's not even the newer 5T can from the 5T or the 5SC. It's that old style one, but it doesn't matter. I mean, the whole motor and everything's coming out of this to get upgraded. And I loosened up this wheel nut just so I could take this off, just show you the hub, because I thought it would come with the 5SC adjustable hubs. Bear with me. But it doesn't. It comes with the original style, which has these wedge inserts. So I'm going to change these out to hostile hubs anyway. But it's too bad they didn't give you the 5SC style, because then I would have the adjustment inserts. I mean, I already have them, but you know, could have another set. But anyway, so yeah, what was I going to say? So yeah, it comes with that. Oh, and it's the way they come out of the box is 4 degrees of toe in. I mean, which to me is just ridiculous. I guess if you're running on dirt, maybe it's good, or a track. But I mean, I run all 2 degree hubs or 1 degree. So yeah, so that's that. So let me just take a look at my list here, go over a couple things in case anyone's interested. So alright, so that's the body. So the engine, it's a Zenoa G290 4-bolt 36mm bore, and I put in a 30mm crank, which is going to give a 30.5 cc. The stock G290s come with a 28mm crank, which actually gives you 28.5 cc's, but this is a gizmo ported and machined top end designed for a 30mm crank. And then I'm just going to run a stock CY clutch and an 8,000 RPM spring. So this is the motor here. I haven't run it in a couple of years. It's only got a couple tanks on it, so this is all set from Gizmo, and you can see there the Gizmo writing on it. So yeah, that's a 30.5. And I have this incline shred stack right there. That's the aluminum piece. And what's nice about that, it angles the air filter up, and which angles it up away from the gas tank. So this is the stock setup, obviously, and it angles it up like that, so you can have a little more access to if you run a fuel line under there, or you want to get to your outer wears on and off of the air filter. So, but yeah, I mean, this comes with a 2-bolt, as you can see there. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna take that whole thing out, and the transmission and everything. So take a look at what else I'm gonna do here. Excuse me. So let's see, Turtle Racing V2 clutch system. It's really the clutch carrier, it's not a clutch. Turtle Racing has a clutch separately. And then a Turtle Racing aluminum transmission case with DDM heavy duty transmission gears. Those are the Black Magic gears. And I'm going to run a 20-tooth transmission lay shaft gear. So I'm not sure if this is going to have a 19-tooth or a 20-tooth on the lay shaft. Probably has a 19 because it has the bigger tires, the 5T and SC tires. But the 5Bs originally, with the smaller tires, they came with a 20-tooth. But because this is really a truck, it might have the 19. So I'll see. But anyway, so this is the transmission case, the aluminum one from Turtle Racing. And then these are the DDM gears. So this is your idler. This is going to go on the differential. And then this is the lay shaft gear. So that'll all be going in. That should be good. And let's see, a Turtle Racing top plate there. So yeah, where did I leave off? Oh, all right. So the differential, we're going to put in FLM drive cups with 100,000 weight oil, Turtle Racing rear top plate, and a Turtle Racing one-piece brake mount and RCR brakes. So here's the brake mount and the little springs, and these are the RCR brakes. These are really good. and that's a pad for it. This is the clutch carrier, different colors because they're from different systems. They don't match up, but that's fine. And I have the rest of the hardware somewhere. And then I've got these hostile one-piece hubs. Those are really good. And one thing I like here is BSW's Baja Skunkworks CBDs with the hostile SC style hubs. And I have 1 degree toe inserts. And I'm running dark sole extenders. So that's these. And these are really good because they're so smooth. And what they have, you can't really see it. Maybe you can. That's a 5mm drive pin, and you know it's better than having a 4mm. It's obviously stronger. And they have this. This is a collar here. This is a collar which holds your pin in place, and it also has set screws in it to hold it as well. And then you have this clip which holds the collar in place. So these are really good. I ran them a few tanks. I mean, I run all this stuff dry. I spray some dry lubricant in there. And because, you know, I don't mess with boots and grease. I've done that. I run in the sand. And it's just a mess and a problem. So I run all this stuff dry. But it has the regular dog bone ends, which are 4mm. And one thing I was going to look into and maybe try is if I could drill these holes out for the pins. I think you could drill them out for 5mm, and then you could run the 5mm differential cups, you know, to beef it up a little bit. But I mean, they've worked pretty well so far. I don't have that much runtime on them, but they're just so smooth. Well, it's kind of hitting the table there, but you know, as you see, it takes a lot of the slop out of the drivetrain because you have 2 dog bones. I mean, you have the dog bone and 2 drive cups, and it's shifting, and you know, the drive cups they spread out like that, so you can see, you know, it's where a lot of the slop develops. Anyway, enough about that. So then in the radio box, so I'm going to put a Futaba 3PM MX transmitter and receiver, and a DDM 5000 milliamp hour battery, a killer RC kill switch, and a team twisted throttle brake linkage, and high tech, both digital servos. So it would be the 5645 for the throttle and brake, and a 5755 metal gear for the steering, and a PA Racing steering servo bracket. I don't think they make that anymore, so you'd have to get a full force. But that's what this is, and this is an aluminum mount bracket, and it takes all the slop out. I mean, it takes all the flex out. So that's the servo there, and this is going to be for the throttle and brake. This is the transmitter, Futaba. That's the receiver, and this is the kill switch. And I have the buzzer option or version, and I can't say enough about running a kill switch. It's probably the first thing anyone should do, especially running a big gas RC. I was just running like 2 or 3 weeks ago with some guys on pavement in a huge lot, and the thing got away from him. I don't know if he lost the signal or the servo stopped or got stuck or the linkage, whatever. The thing took off, went really far, hit the weeds, thing went upside down. Engine was screaming for like until they got there. So get a kill switch, you'll save yourself a lot of broken parts. You'll probably save yourself some damage to someone else's property or something, and save yourself a big hassle. But enough about the safety talk. So what else did I say there? So all right, and then on the shocks, in typical HPI fashion, the shocks are leaking out of the box, which is no surprise, but you could see that there. See the oil, this is the front. So you see it's all wet there. So they're leaking out of the box, but everybody that has Bajas knows that. So the fix for that is the threshold umbrella seals, which is those. And then I'm gonna put in dark sole shock shafts and Team Fast Steady bleeder caps on the top, and the full force spring cups. So these are the threshold umbrella seals. So this is the seal itself. Okay, so this end goes into the cap, the bottom cap. And then these are bushings, and that's the install tool. You just got to be a little careful installing them. You don't want it to get all, you know, out of alignment or anything. So be careful when you install them, and they work great. They're really good, and they'll solve all your leaking shock problems. And then these are the Dark Soul shock shafts, and what you do is these ends come off. This is threaded. So you take these off, put some red Loctite on these, and tighten them down. And you'll need some heat if you want to take them off to replace them or anything, but use red Loctite and that'll hold them on real good. And you shouldn't have any problems. And they give you these red seals, so you can put those in the shock, in the bottom caps. You can take out those HPI, they're either white or yellow. Take those out, put 2 red ones in. And I mean, you can get by with the HPI ones if you have the threshold seals. But these are good. And these are the Team Fast Eddie, the bleeder caps. These are aluminum, and they give a little strength to the top of the shock, and they make bleeding the shocks really easy. There's just a little 2mm screw with a little O-ring on it, so that works out really well. And what else was I going to say about that? So yeah, so that'll be the shocks. And what else? So here's the transmission, Turtle Racing one. I've destroyed probably 3 or so of the plastic cases, and you know, the stock ones. So I go straight to the Turtle Racing ones, and that's really good. That with the heavy duty gears, and you know, good dog bones and drive cups and all new bearings should give you a really good drivetrain. Oh, and these are full force. These are the spring cups. These go on the bottom of the shock. So I mean, they would go there like that, and they give you a little bit more of a shock load because they're a little bit longer here than the stock plastic. So those are good. I mean, you probably wouldn't even notice, but anyway, hopefully HPI is on its way back. And a big thanks to Dave's Discount Motors in Utah. This isn't an ad or anything. It's just I get all my RC stuff from them. Those guys are great. They know what they're talking about. They have excellent customer service. They're fast, friendly, incredibly knowledgeable. And if you need a Baja or 5th scales or FGs or parts, definitely check them out if you don't know about them already. They're really generous. They give a Dave's deal of the day every day with a good discount on the HPI and Losi parts. And they have a huge Thanksgiving Black Friday sale up for a couple days every November. So I mean, they're very generous. So big thanks to Dave's, because they carry all this stuff. And I guess big thanks to all the companies that make parts for the Bajas. I mean, there's more. This is just a quick list. I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna have other things come up as I tear into this. But all the parts make it really easy, much better to use, because quite honestly, with all due respect to HPI, I mean, stock Bajas out of the box just suck. I mean, you're gonna have problems, and you know, it's like the whole clutch carrier and system. I mean, that's plastic carrier, and it's a little clutch bell, and I mean the bolt holding the pinion on is just undersized. It wasn't designed in a heavy duty mindset. So anyway, enough of that. Hopefully HPI is coming back, and kind of looking forward to the they have an on-road version, a 5, what is it, the 5R, I think. It has the Mustang body, a Boss 302 body. But anyway, if anyone's interested in any videos, they're a couple of years old, but I have some videos of that Baja, of that Yamaha body, and that's a General Lee body. So if you look up like HPI Baja General Lee and HPI Baja Yamaha drifting, I've got some good videos up. So you know, if anyone's interested in seeing it. So, all right. Well, for now, so long, all you Baja addicts.